Episode number 141 of Making the Case. The attack on black people by black people. You already know what it is. Hey, yo. We back at you again with another episode of Making the Case, man. Hey, we're back from hiatus. We probably took about a month off, right? Haven't dropped the video in about a month. We back, okay? Sorry for the long delay. We actually just dropped a new book, okay? It's an educational book called Multicultural Diversity, Preparing Students for the 21st Century, which is available on Amazon, on Kindle, all that good stuff. So if you're in the education space, definitely support, and you'll find some jewels in this book for sure. And we just been moving and grooving, been doing different projects and things of that nature. So I definitely have been busy. But we definitely had to come back and, drop more videos for you guys. So I promise that'll be the last time we take a long delay like that. But we had to make sure we took care of some business. All right. But of course, as always, we gotta go over our 2-channel norms. 1, we attack points in our people, and then 2, we don't do all that cussing derogatory stuff, right? Because we're professional over here. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the topic and the issue at hand, right? So what we're talking about in this episode, we're talking about the attack on black people by black people. And the reason why I wanted to do a topic of such magnitude is the fact that not only on social media, but I feel like just in general in public, what I see when it comes to not only how black people think about themselves, but how we feel about other people, right? That looks like us. And now, don't get it twisted. I understand race is a social construction. I understand it's meant to be divisive. I understand all that, and I hope you do too. But yet and still, we talk about it so much, so many things in racial terms, that I have to address it in its context, right? So a lot of times as black people, we talk about looking out for each other, spending with each other, supporting each other, what have you, right? Whether it comes to politics, religion, or any aspect, right? But one thing that I know is that you really don't see is you don't see the conversation behind why we should do it, what we should be doing, when, where. I like to discuss as an educator talking about the 5 W's. The 5 W's are always important: when, where, why, who, what, right? So we don't really have that conversation piece behind why we should be supporting each other and how to support each other, right? We just say, hey, if they look like you, support them. Even though we know people come in all shades, right? You got Hispanic people that's just as dark, right? So to me, it's not as much as a race thing as it is a human thing, but that's a whole nother conversation. So we won't go there. But my issue is that we almost are indirectly opposed to each other, and we understand the trauma that's behind slavery and the Willie Lynch letters and things of that nature. So I'm not really going to go down that route. But I will say that you see him more so often. I was mentioning to somebody the other day is that what you're really seeing is you seeing the fact that we get monetized off of downing each other and disrespecting each other, killing each other, that you're going to continue to see it happen as long as we're going to keep getting rewarded for talking about each other. All right. So I'll stop my long monologue there. I have a video for you that is, of course, addressing the same topic that I'm discussing with you right now. So we're going to see what they got to say. And then, of course, we'll pause it from time to time and I'll add my 2 cents. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
That's
because I want y'all to think that I'm hating.
That's a deep question. I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why black people hate on black people. We got to be the only culture that don't help one another when another one is up. We more about showing each other what we got rather than showing each other how to get or how to help another person get what you got, or vice versa. Have it happen. That's how you got to be. But that person, they got to humble themselves enough to even listen to you, especially if you they peer. That's hard, bro, for some niggas. Like, I'm your peer, so it's like, it's only so much. Now, of course, you listen to shit. I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm just speaking in general. By you being my peer, we're around the same age. So it's like, it's only so much I'm gonna be able to tell you, but let me be a nigga like motherfucking, I don't know why I'm using his name, but it just came to my head, Bill Cosby. Mm-hmm. You can be like, yeah, you own to something. But if I ain't saying you, but I'm saying a lot of young men, when they it's like they give a little more respect to the older guys when they trying to tell them something. But when your own peer try to tell you something, it's like, oh shit, nigga, you right here with me. You can't tell me.
I think he's bringing up a good point, but I will say this. I disagree on the fact that younger people listen to old people. I don't see that a lot nowadays in my experience. And like I said, I've been working with people of all different age ranges for 20 plus years. So I've kind of seen the transition. So I just think a lot of time people have this individualism that unfortunately has been a part of American culture for a long time, where it's like, really, they're only going to listen to you if they see you with something that they don't have, right? And then they'll listen to you because they want it, so they want to hear how you got it, right? So, but other than that, I don't think people are really listening like that and really taking heed of the game. We see it on social media, we see it in families or what have you. So I would disagree slightly with his point right there, but I get what he's trying to say.
Shit.
I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna be real about it. Niggas base who they listen to on money. Bro, if you got millions of dollars, a nigga listen to you all day. We done seen literally on TV in real life and this and that. Stephen A. Smith on ESPN said niggas shouldn't be smoking weed, and they gave him hell about that shit. Talking about he Uncle Tom to this and that. Snoop Dogg went on ESPN the next week and said the same shit, like, don't fuck up your money by smoking weed, and niggas praised him in the comments. Want to know why? Because it's Snoop Dogg, and he cool, and he got more money. Bro, I don't think it got nothing to do with being a peer. Niggas become full-blown philosophers when they get some money. Mm-hmm. I done seen niggas literally have homeboys, and because they start winning against some money, they start talking to their homeboys differently. They start acting like this and that. And the first thing they bring up whenever they having a conversation with their homeboy is how broke they is, mm-hmm, or how they ain't got shit going on. True. I don't think it got nothing to do with age. Because these young niggas don't give a fuck about no elders or right, do you own to something or none of that shit. They don't care. If you can't show these niggas how to get no money, they don't give a fuck. Bro, niggas base.
And that's just real, right? At the end of the day, unfortunately, everything right now in this day and time is about money. Is about making money. How you can sustain money, how you can make more money, right? How you can invest money. We don't really talk much about retirement and things of that nature, but it's about making money. So if you're not talking money, what rappers say it all the time, if you're not talking money, I don't want to talk. So if you're not talking money, then people don't want to listen to you. So how do that connect to back to what we're discussing, the attack on black people by black people? Well, at the end of the day, race matters, but only when it relates to money and progression, right? So you'll get listened to you more if you look like me and you're successful and you can show me how to get money. People will listen to you. But the unfortunate part is you got to have the game and the mentality and emotional regulation that comes along with that. That's the part that we tend to miss in these conversations, as I was speaking on in the beginning. Let's watch a little bit more.
Who is wise and wisdom on who the fuck got some money?
But see, that's a problem.
Which is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
That's a problem. Niggas with money ain't showing niggas how to get money because they want to look upon and frown upon people who ain't got what they got. They want to just keep it like that. Like, yo, I'm straight. I don't know about you, but I'm straight. Niggas ain't helping niggas either. But it's some dickheads out here who don't want to listen. So it's just like, shit, bro, fall in line and get the fuck out.
No, but that okay. So when it comes to niggas getting money and showing other niggas, because bro, we've been engineered to since the beginning of time, since the slavery days, to hate each other or not show the next nigga how to do something. Period.
That's why we don't grow.
They said divide us by color, and we'll hate each other forever, or we'll bicker with each other forever.
Right.
Hence why light-skinned niggas back in the day got more than the dark-skinned. Light-skinned nigga with the house nigga, the dark-skinned nigga with the field nigga. So guess what? That shit was passed down from generation to generation. Mm-hmm. So now it's to the point to where niggas who get money just want to shit on the next nigga. I see more niggas who hang together shitting on they partner more than they. First of all, you shouldn't even be shitting on niggas anyway.
Right.
Because why is you so much worried about I'm gonna shit on these niggas when I get this. I'm gonna shit on these niggas when I get that. Bro, I done been caught up in that shit too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you see,
and we're gonna stop it right there. Because I mean, I pretty much knew that the whole Willie Lynch letters was gonna come up, which he's not wrong. And this wasn't the most, and no disrespect to these two brothers, this wasn't the most articulate and intelligent conversation or breakdown, but they did bring up some good points. Because at the end of the day, what we're talking about is we're talking about history, why black people attack other black people or don't unite with other black people. But we're also talking about success, right? Crabs in a barrel, right? So we're talking about a mentality that has existed for generation and generation, as he mentioned, that yes, it's going to take time to get out of, right? Because at the end of the day, we should be building each other up, but we constantly see the division between black men and black women. We constantly see the division as it relates to feminism, as it relates to politics, and a lot of these things were not even created by us, right? But now that we are participating in these things, we're jumping right. And when black people do something, we go all out, right? So when it comes to racism, some of the most racist people are going to be black. That's just facts, right? Some of the hardest working people are going to be black, right? So when we do something, we do it to the extreme. So that, to me, is why you see when we talk about the attack on black people by black people and the dysfunction in our community and why the culture may be where it is that like everybody want to get money, everybody want to be successful, and at times I feel like we don't know how to bring somebody else up. We don't know how to lead somebody to the promised land so they can do the same for their brother. But we do have a mentality which goes back to Africa, each one teach one. There's a lot of principles and philosophies that we just not following because the culture is so disrupted. People are attacking people on all angles. And like I said at the beginning, we are monetized to disrespect and not love each other at the end of the day. All right. That's where we're going to leave the conversation. Of course, you know, you can always get at me on my social media handles. Of course, will be in the description. If you would like to check out my new book, like I said, it's on Amazon, Multicultural Diversity, Preparing 21st Century Thinking. So, but hey, I'm glad to be back, man. And I promise moving forward, you know, I won't disappoint you again. All right. But as always, I'm you, you are me. Love always, love eternal. Remember, the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. And we are out. Deuces. One love.